Arm, do differently. Ah! Gary Vaynerchuk. Hey, I'm Kristin Thompson with SpeakServeGrow.com, creator of Command Any Room, Event Profit Machine, and the Rise Live event. And this week's video is really a recap and then some. We might call it the news update for the month. So we're going to talk about pipeline, do a quick recap of the training we shared with you, and make sure you're taking action on it. We're going to talk about a book you might want to have in your library. You might want to be reading right now, a tool you can use, what I'm doing that's working right now, and also a little desperately seeking section where I'm going to ask for your help and give you a chance to ask for something from me as well. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about pipeline. That was the focus of this month's training. How do you get more leads into your funnel? If you're not focusing on this as one of your primary activities in your business, you are missing the boat. So if you missed those videos, go back to the Speak, Serve, Grow blog and review them and start making some decisions, more importantly, about what you're going to put into action. Those people who are more successful, who catapult their businesses more quickly, they are quick to implement. I know when I'm on a call with my coach, as soon as I get one good idea, I'm like, okay, good, I got it. Let's go. Let's hang up, right? You should be frothing at the mouth to implement. So you don't need more information and more strategies. You need to be implementing one or two hot strategies to take you to the next level. So we gave you tons of ideas on how you could fill your pipeline. You can be booking and delivering talks in your hometown. You could speak and sponsor at a big event. You know my caveat, make sure you know your closing ratio before you swim in those waters. You could be doing some free video content. You could be hosting a webinar, a teleclass. Your blog is a great place to pull in leads. You could be interviewed on other people's telesummits, interviewed on podcasts. You could host your own podcast. Go back and watch those videos because there were tons of great ideas in there. More importantly, which are you implementing? Where are you taking action? So in the comments below, let me know what you're taking action on. How are you filling your pipeline? What are you reading? Since we're talking about pipeline and Facebook ads are a great way to generate leads, I definitely recommend you grab the book Jab, Jab, Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm always sure I'm going to say his name wrong. Jab, Jab, Right Hook. Great read and something that you want to have in your library, in your arsenal, in your tool belt so that you understand how to use Facebook correctly. There's a lot of people who are posting ads that are not converting, and that's because there's some very specific things you need to do with the right kind of picture, the right kind of headline, how you put your links in there. There's a lot of ins and outs of promoted posts and Facebook ads, and Gary really gives you the goods, some great before and afters, what's working and what's not. So go ahead and grab your copy of Jab, Jab, Right Hook. There's a link right down below to make it easy for you. Let's talk about mindset. January can be a funky month. Let's get out of that rut. Let's get you rocking again. You know, you gotta get your energy and get your mojo cooking if you want to do six figures or multiple six figures. You're not gonna get there with a sulk on your face. That I can tell you. So when I see the difference between people who are rocking and rising, people who are struggling and stumbling, half of the battle is what you're thinking up here and how you're feeding your mind and how you're managing your mindset. So a couple of quick tips for you there. Number one, do differently. Tattoo that on your arm. Do differently. It would have been much better had I actually had it on my arm, right? Take two. Do differently. Tattoo it on your arm. Do differently. Good thing that's not a tattoo, right? You've got to be willing to walk to the beat of your own drum and to walk alone if you're going to be successful. Most people in the United States, most people around the world are not making over six figures, let alone multiple six figures or seven. So in order to get to that level, you're automatically, I keep picturing us like climbing a mountain. It's like the air gets thinner. There are fewer people at the top of the mountain than at the bottom. So what that means is if you start to feel like you're pulling away from the pack and that, you know, you're not going to the Starbucks meeting when everybody else is, that's good. Congratulate yourself. You need to do differently. Keep your eye on people who are highly successful and model after them. There's so many things that start to make more sense when you get to that next level. You're like, oh, that's why they don't do coffee meetings at Starbucks. You don't have time when you're successful. Don't feel bad. Feel excited. Feel thrilled that you're getting to that level where you're going to need to do differently in order to keep being successful and performing at the level you truly want to. So as you get to the lead of the pack, you get to the front of the pack is actually how the saying goes. There's going to be fewer people, which means you need to really seek out leaders. Make sure you're part of a mastermind and that outside of that mastermind, you also connect with colleagues and friends and leaders in your industry that you speak to regularly. It's part of why next week I've got my Rise Masterminders coming in town to hang out in Portland for a couple of days. That in-person camaraderie is so important, not just for the training and the leaps that they will get in their strategy, but also for the connections and the friendships that get formed in that moment. So you want to make sure that you create a new normal. Write that down. Not just do differently. I need on my other arm, it should say new normal. You really want to set your thermostat at the next level you're shooting for. For me in the beginning, it was the 6-figure thermostat, right? And then it became multiple 6-figure and now it's 7. You want that to feel not crazy, not outlandish, but normal. That means seeking out people who are doing it and making it happen and spending more time with them. Let's talk about a tool that you're going to find useful. Unroll Me. I just used it yesterday. I'll put a link down below. So fast, so easy. I found out, I'm embarrassed to say, I was enrolled or subscribed to over 350 different email lists. It was like, I was so embarrassed. Really, I truly was. Now I'm only subscribed to 50, and I'm sure I could whittle that down further, but that was a big step. So go to Unroll Me, just don't unenroll me. So the link is down below. That'll help you clean up your inbox lickety-splickety. What are we doing here at Speak, Serve, Grow that's working well? As I've been talking to you about pipeline, we've been working on our own as well. So we've got some free content that I've been developing that we're going to release called the Rise Formula, and you'll, of course, have access to that as well. But we're going to be using that as a lead magnet. It's very robust training. It's not your typical quick checklist or a single PDF. It's really a fairly deep training for something that's free. I'm really excited to release it. That's one lead magnet that we'll be putting out there pretty quickly, along with a video. And with that, there will be a webinar. That'll be the third piece. So those are some of the things that we are putting in place to fill our pipeline starting in February. Desperately seeking. Here's where I'm going to ask for your help. We're getting ready to launch the Rock Your Biz and Life podcast, which is all about both. So people who know how to rock their biz has to be 6- or 7-figure leaders who also have a rockin' lifestyle. So I am not interested in road horses, road warriors, people working 24/7, 365. Not gonna cut it. I'm looking for people who have a great 6- or 7-figure business who also uses that business in a leveraged way to allow them to have an amazing lifestyle, the lifestyle they love to live. If you know somebody like that, please shoot me an email at support@SpeakServeGrow or in the comments below. I would love to know who you'd love to hear from on the podcast. We've got some great heavy hitters already lining up to be a part of the show, and we want your help to make it even better. We're also desperately seeking great events. I like to travel about once a quarter to go speak to a real targeted audience of authors, experts, coaches, consultants. And so if you are hosting a multi-day event this year, I'd love to know. Even if it's not a great fit for me, it very well may be a great fit for one of my clients. So please give me a shout. Now, I want to know what you need to get to the next level. Maybe I can help you. If you would like to give me a shout, you can write me at Kristin, Kristin, at SpeakServeGrow.com. Let me know what you need, and I'll see if I can help you get it.